everyone, my name is Mads, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my October TBR. Am I feeling too hot at the moment? No, I'm not. Is my hair a complete mess and only the sunglasses are restraining it? Yes, very much so. However, it is the 1st of October right now and it is Spookopoly. As we've done the last few years, October is the month of bookoplathon or spookoplathon, and it has been announced by Becca that this might be the last one, and so I was not going to miss out. I am a true lover of TBR games, and so it just had to be done. I had to do it. But as I say, not feeling too great, but I need to decide what I'm reading and what book I'm starting with this month, which requires doing my bookopoly rolls. Well, roll singular. Like many people, I'm going to be rolling as I go and fingers crossed going to be vlogging it, but I thought I'd make a video talking about the books I want to get to in October anyway, because I actually have a decently stacked TBR this month, and then we'll do the first roll and we'll see where I might be starting and just hope it's one of these books. I am not a big lover of spooky, horror, thriller. That is not my genre. And just not my aesthetic. I mean, this little bat, who is named Bartok, is the only thing that I have. And he's a little jelly cat. That's it. That is the most I go into this vibe. But I am hoping I can make the bookoplathon prompts work for the atmospheric seasonal reads that I have. But I'm going to do a very quick run through of all the things I'm hoping I will get to this month and why, because most of them are for fun reasons. Some are just for vibes. And then we'll do the bookopoly roll and we'll see what's gonna happen. So the first thing is a couple of manga, Fangs Volume 1, Fangs Volume 2. I've read Volume 1 before. It follows vampires, gay vampires, and I bought Volume 2 as soon as I read Volume 1, which I want to say is about a year and a half ago. Haven't read it, so gonna reread, because it's the right time of year for it. Though you could read these at any time of year, it might give me the kick to finally do it. Another one of I just really should have got on with it is Her Body and Other Parties by Carmen Maria Machado. I started this, I think in October last year, and I read one story, 33 pages, and then didn't get around to continuing it. But I am tangentially part of a book club in London, and this is the book they've chosen for October, and I've been kind of part of it for about 5 months and never got around to reading the book. So, fingers crossed it'll happen for the first time. This is a series of short stories by Carmen Maria Machado, and I think it's basically almost fairy tale-esque tellings about women and bodily autonomy and things in that vein. We'll see. I think they're horror-ish, but as I say, I'm not a big horror person, so hopefully it'll be close enough to my vibe. Next up is Seasonal Fears by Shauna Maguire. This is the sequel to Middle Game, which is a book I absolutely love. Another one I've been meaning to read for a long time. This is one of my 12 in 2024 books, and so I just need to get to it, and October feels like the right time, you know, autumn vibes, so hopefully it'll happen, though it is a bit chunky and my TBR is not tiny, as you will see, so this one worries me. Next up is Moonbound by Robin Sloan. I've spoken about this before. I've spoken about multiple of these books in my end of year TBR, but these are the ones I'm specifically hoping to do in October. This I was actually hoping to read in September, and it was the one that I didn't quite get to. This is a cozy fantasy sci-fi, something of that ilk. I'm really excited for it. I don't actually know much more than that. I know there's wizards, and I'm pretty sure there's spaceships of some description, or space of some description. I think that might be like a tear in the sky more than a ship. Don't know, but I love Robin Sloan and have loved multiple other of his books, so I'm so excited to get to this one. It's just long overdue. I have no idea what prompt is going to come up, but if I were to choose, I would probably hope this one would come up first. Next up is A Lesson in Vengeance by Victoria Lee. This, another one I should have got to ages ago. Most of these will be, because I am very much in those last few months trying to, you know, get to all the books I've been putting off. But this is the Besties Book Club pick for October, which is myself and Christy. We pick a book every month to read together, and we both now love Victoria Lee. I put Christy onto Victoria Lee as an author, and this is witchy, dark academia, October vibes. I got this when it came out, which I want to say was 2022, which is a bit sad. 2021, that's even worse. And have meant to read it every October since and haven't. So we're changing that this year. This is the only Victoria Lee book I haven't read, so let's get it done. We then have The Woods All Black by Lee Mandello. This is a horror novella. It is trans, and I think there's like gory, monstery, romancy vibes set in Appalachia. Everyone says it's weird, but it's very short, so I'm very, very intrigued and think this could either be something I read and just go, what the hell did I read? Or love and we'll talk about forever. So we're gonna find out, and again, just the most perfect October book. And then we have 2 rereads, the first being Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. Similarly, Ruthless Vows is on my TBR for the end of the year, and the lovely Nicola Terrell reached out and asked if I wanted to buddy read it in November to keep me accountable, which I greatly appreciate, but therefore I need to do my reread of Divine Rivals. I really enjoyed this. It should be a super quick read, so I'm pretty excited for that, to be honest, not gonna lie, but have been putting it off, as I tend to do. This follows 2 main characters who are working at the same journalism newspaper company and competing for the same promotion, and then it's set in like a war setting. It very much gives like World War II-ish vibes, but the war that is happening is fantastical in a way, and they end up going to the war front, and there are magical typewriters and they're sending each other letters and they don't necessarily know it's to each other, and a romance forms. The cliffhanger at the end of this was intriguing, but I feel like it's going to send the second book in a direction I don't necessarily love, but it's only a duology, so again, just need to get it done. And then the final thing on my sort of official TBR is another reread, which is The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. This is the first full-length book in this series. I've just reread Pale Dreamer in September, which is a little novella, and book 5 is coming out in February. So myself, Christy, Sabriel, and Sandra from Got a Thing for Things are all rereading this together over the next few months. I'm really excited. I love this series. Christy loves this series. Ro loves this series. Sandra really doesn't like this series, but wanted to be in on the fun. So that's going to be utterly hilarious, and I cannot wait to see what she thinks. But I absolutely love it, and I'm really, really excited to read the revised editions because the author has gone back and edited all 4 of the current books, but the first one most heavily. So I'm really, really, really intrigued to see what has changed. I don't have the best memory, so I may not spot all of the changes, but nonetheless, I'm curious to see if I enjoy it, because I found that I loved this series more as it went on, and book 4 was my favourite because I'd really got into the characters by then and felt really invested. And I'm intrigued with A, having read them before, therefore being much more invested in the characters if I enjoy the first book more, and also I did just think it didn't necessarily make the most sense. So intrigued to see if the rewrite has helped out. But yeah, really excited to get into this, but also again, intimidated. They're all pretty chunky, so it's quite a lot to add to the TBR each month. I'm actually throwing on one more unofficial pick, which is Hopeless, yes, by Elsie Silver, the 5th and final book in the Chestnut Springs series. Another one I was hoping to get to in September and didn't quite. This is, I'm less bothered about doing this in September because all the others feel more atmospheric, or I have a specific reason they have to be read, such as a book club or buddy read, but I still want to read this by the end of the year, and my TBRs for the rest of the year are pretty stacked. So if I want a nice romancy reprieve at any point, I'll probably whip through this because these books take me a few hours to read at most. But with that, we need to do the first roll for Bookopoly. I have been organised in no way, shape or form because I wasn't sure how I was going to film this and I was just being disorganised and indecisive. So we're going to have the board on my little iPad and we're going to have dice on my phone because I don't have anything physical. And I haven't made chance and community shelf cards yet. That is for me to do later today. So we're going to hope those don't come up, but if they do, I'm going to very rapidly go select some things and make it work. But let's just do the first roll and hope for the best. So the setup's not perfect, but it's going to work well enough. Here's my little counter, little gemstone going down on go, and let's do the first roll. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Present. I have got so lucky. So the first prompt I got was present, and I have just read what the official description is, which is about what I thought it was, which is a book you want to read right now versus past is one that's been on the previous TBR, and future is when you've been like saving for the right time. But present is just what I want to read right now, which I think might be Moonbound, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a bit nervous because this is one of those that I'm anticipating so much I'm nervous I won't like it. But given the fact I'm feeling very under the weather at the moment and really not too good, this is the perfect curl up and read. It is also, I doubt you can hear it, but it is torrential rain outside. So this feels like the right cozy up and give it a go vibe. I'm nervous, but I'm also very excited. So this is what we're going with. But yeah, that is the slightly overly optimistic TBR for the month. It's not crazy, it's definitely doable, but it is quite a lot. But this is where we're starting. As I say, I'm hoping to vlog. I don't know how that's gonna go with being very busy and feeling not the best at the moment, but we're gonna give it a go. So fingers crossed, you'll see a vlog soon, starting with Moonbound by Robin Sloan. But that's it for this video, so thank you so much for watching. Thank you, as always, to Becca for hosting Spookoplathon. I am so excited, even if it may be the last one, I'm just so excited to give it a go. As I said, rolling as I go, because I don't want to decide the order of which I'm going to read books right now, and also wouldn't be mad if I at some point get something that takes me away from this list, but also want to try and get through the list, so we're gonna see if it's nice to me or not. But that is it, so give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed, subscribe if you want to see more, and look out for those vlogs. I also have another Balancing the Books update coming, probably relatively soon, we'll see. Let me know down in the comments what your reading plans are for October. Do you have any really anticipated books you've been saving for this part of the year? Are you doing bookoplathon? If so, have your rolls been kind to you so far? But that is it for this video, so bye, and I'll see you in the next one.